Welcome to Frequency Medicine, the podcast for intuitive women, empaths, energy healers, and seekers who are ready to come home to their bodies, regulate their nervous systems, and fully embody their sacred gifts. I'm your host, Fiona Waddell, transformational energy healer, medical intuitive, and guide for women walking the path of self-reclamation and energetic mastery. Each week, we dive into grounded, practical, and soul-expanding tools to help you reset, recalibrate, and reconnect with your highest frequency. Let's begin. Why raising your vibration isn't working, and what to do instead. Have you ever felt like you're doing all the things to raise your vibe? Like you smudge, you meditate, you try to think happy thoughts. You're doing everything that you see, you've been coached, and your nervous system is still on edge. You feel foggy, anxious, or like you're trying really hard to feel something you just don't. So, first off, you're not broken. You're not like cracked or anything cracked open. You're just human. And today we're going to unpack why this happens and how to shift it from the inside out. So just raise your vibration. You see that everywhere. Change your frequency, raise your vibration. Just breathe into it. But what happens when you try to push joy on top of grief? Gratitude on top of burnout, like pure bliss on top of trauma. You create internal static. It's like putting a fresh coat of paint on a rusted car. Like, it's absolutely nuts. Energetically, it's like playing two radio stations at the same time. One of them is saying, I'm fine, I'm fine. And the other is whispering, help me, help me. It's like, honestly, guys, this is what's called spiritual bypassing. And that is such a buzzword, but nobody's really jumping into it. And people are so quick to judge people for doing it. And honestly, I've been there. All of us have been there. The biggest woo-woo gurus, floaties out there have all been there. We've all spiritual bypassed at one point or several. And it happens a lot when we're up leveling. So it happens to everyone. So people who say, I don't spiritual bypass is complete crap. So what is spiritual bypassing? Skipping over the messiness of being human in an attempt to stay positive, which is a survival instinct, folks. So it happens. We do it. I've done it. I slip into it, but I catch myself fast now. And that's because I have the tools, because I've done the inner work. But it is the path of least resistance, right? So real frequency healing doesn't deny discomfort. It welcomes it into coherence. Okay, so let's bring in the science for a moment here, guys. So everything in the universe vibrates. From your heartbeat to your thoughts, you are radiating electromagnetic signals. So Dr. Valerie Hunt, and I refer to her a lot in some of my courses, she is an amazing researcher at UCLA, studied the frequency signatures of the human energy field, and she found that emotions have different wave frequencies. So if you can Google the chart of emotions and their frequency level, it's due to her work. Trained healers emit higher, more stable frequencies. And I have to admit this, when I sit and I do my Reiki self-care, when I do my own clearing, I'll do body shaking, I'll do my mindful walking, I feel good. I am reset. So blockages also in the field she found correspond to physical dysfunctions. And we know this in the woo-woo world from integrated energy therapy, like the issues in your tissue. We've seen this with Louise Hay's work. Yes, because emotions get trapped in the physical then, yeah, it's just like this wonderful trickle down effect. And the Heart Math Institute shows us that emotions like appreciation and compassion create a smooth, coherent heart rhythm. So being kind to ourselves, which supports intuitive access, immune function, and stress reduction. But here's the twist, guys. Coherence doesn't mean constant happiness. There is no way that I'm saying go be Pollyanna. It means alignment between your inner state and your outer expression. So trying to high vibe your way through sadness just creates incoherence, which then brings all the messiness. It's like you're asking, okay, folks, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm in Canada. It's like calling for a double double. Like you're just like stacking things here, folks. Um, one on top of the other, because not only are you not dealing with the stuff you're you should be dealing with, and now you're almost doubling the intensity of what you're not dealing with by acting happy. It's just gonna it's like a kettle under pressure, right? So if raising your vibration feels forced, it's because your system is asking for truth, not performance, not these acts. They're asking for truth. So let's take it a little deeper because y'all know I'm a science nerd. So you're not just a chemical or mechanical being. You are a bioelectromagnetic light emitting system. I've been saying this, I always try to tell people you're bioelectric. You got a heartbeat, folks. And we're made of atoms and vibration. So we got light in there too, folks. So every cell in your body emits biophotons. Living being, we have biophotons. Other materials that have mass are photons. So biophotons are tiny particles of light that carry information across your entire system because we're an energy body. This isn't woo-woo, folks. This is quantum biology. It's like, I don't know, science is catching up with the ancients. So biophotons are thought to regulate cell communication, influence DNA, and reflect your state of health and consciousness. They've been measured in the brain, the hands, and around the heart. And if you studied any type of energy healing modality, we always say work with the hands, work with the eyes. It comes from the heart space. Just another layer. Now imagine what happens when you bring in sound. So everything is vibration, folks. So sound vibration physically moves particles. This is somatics. I love it when they do those. They show those experiments with the plates, and then they put sand on it, and then they do different notes, and then you get all these beautiful designs. So that's somatics, folks. So healing frequencies like 432 hertz and 528 hertz have been shown to affect biophotonic coherence in the body. So they align us. It really is that's what I think. It's alignment. Chanting, humming, and tuning forks stimulate vagal tone. That's our fight or flight. Encouraging parasympathetic healing. So calming the nervous system and clearing intuitive reception, receiving messages. So yes, when you hum, sing, or speak kind words aloud, you are literally activating photonic flow in your body. You are realigning your field. So instead of using kind words to everybody else, start doing it for you folks. Your body is not just energy, it's intelligent. It's light-based communication in motion. So let's be real here. For me, I have lived this many times, and I have this one tangible, almost visceral. I can still physically remember it on a certain level. A time I tried to spiritually bypass. It was October, November of 2022. I was creating courses, I was going live every day, teaching workshops, and still felt like I was underwater. I was doing all like the right practices, rituals, eating clean food, saying affirmations, and yet I couldn't feel my own spark. Like I was a mess. This shift happened when I allowed myself to be seen in my full truth. I had been through a really Root chakra, the rug was pulled out from underneath me situation, and my identity and finances, everything was shifted, absolutely shifted. And I hadn't really dealt with it. I went into action mode. You know how when people say, I just need to work, I need to get back to work, that's how I'll heal? That's spiritually bypassing. So I was doing that. And I stopped pushing myself to be on. And so my big aha, so this started mid-October, and I think it was just after my birthday, which is the end of November-ish. And so it was the end of November, like the last week, and that's when I started recognizing it, feeling the feels, and addressing it. And that's when my field became congruent, aligned. And that's when people started responding to my work again. Like I can't even explain. Um, I was pouring my everything into this work to help and serve, and I had crickets. And all the feedback I got from everyone was like, "Oh, Fiona, we loved your course. We loved these options and ideas and great prices and totally doable." And then nobody took action. And I felt like, why am I here? Why am I serving? And really, it was my field and my truth. Because I was really, I think it was like the end of November, and by like December 2nd or 3rd, um, people started connecting again, and I was back in my flow. So your vibration doesn't lie. And when you're in integrity with yourself, your magnetism returns. Okay. So here's your medicine. Don't raise your vibration, regulate it. So start with your body. Breathe rhythmically, take time to breathe. And I can be honest, I know this can be a struggle for me. I have like mild asthma. Um, I've got back issues. Taking deep breaths, I have to work at that. I'm naturally a shallow breather, but I work on breathing deeply and finding my rhythm in and out of like what in and out of sessions and such. I really do work on that. Speak the truth aloud to yourself. I kid you not. In my home, people are used to hearing me talking to myself and saying statements out loud because I walk my talk, folks. And they're used to it. And ground with your senses: taste, scent, sound, movement. It is a sensory experience. So here's a quick trick for you. Just humming. Just hum. You don't have to be good. Okay. So the vagus nerve responds to your vocal vibration. Humming stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, and just 1 or 2 minutes a day can shift your entire frequency field. So you don't need to have all these esoteric practices and going into the full moon and having this crystal and this shape and grid and have this type of oil and this prayer and ritual and dance with your left foot and hop up and down and clap. Hum. Hmm. Yeah. They weren't too wrong when they said whistle while you work, folks. So, um, yeah, uh, singing. Um, you're not meant to escape your body to connect to spirit. You're meant to root into your body to become spirit embodied. Let me repeat that. You're not meant to escape your body to connect to spirit. You are meant to root into your body to become spirit embodied. So, here's a little practice you can do: a breath coherence drop in for you. Just practice this for a couple of minutes where you inhale for 5 and exhale for 5 counts. Do it several times and then repeat the affirmation: it is safe to be within myself. My truth is sacred. My frequency is rising in alignment. Again, It is safe to be within myself. My truth is sacred. My frequency is rising in alignment. That's not just breath work, that's electromagnetic and photonic recalibration. So, you don't need to chase joy, you need to anchor presence. True high frequency is grounded, whole, and real. It includes tears, stillness, rest, and rage. Yep. Oh, I was angry. I can remember I because I used to teach kickboxing and I'm nowhere near that fitness level now, but I did I remember that November I went back to doing some kickboxing just to get it out of my body. So your wholeness is your radiance. So let's stop bypassing. It's okay if you do, like seriously, it is a survival mechanism. It is, but it doesn't do us any good. Let's start embodying and let's become the medicine. So if this landed in your heart, you're more than welcome to grab my free guide, Reset and Rise. Your nervous system reset ritual designed for intuitive women who are ready to heal from the inside out. The link is in the show notes. You don't have to fake your frequency, you just have to feel it. So until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and stay in your frequency.